Welcome back for video 3, and I'll try to get through this as quickly as I can. Just a quick recap. Video 1 was about Matthew 24. Video 2 is about the Olivet Discourse, Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21. And this video is going to be about expanding the end times order and how it is supported further by the epistles and into previous prophecies, and how all of this branches and touches each other. It's all, the truth of this is the integrity of how it all just flows. So the first thing that I was hoping to get through was the birthing pains. I'm suggesting that the seals spoken of in Revelation 6 are associated with the birthing pains that are referenced in Matthew 24:8. So my understanding is that the seals correlate with the Gospels. As you can see, I've drawn my lines between them. So the first one is I'll just break it down really quick. We have 4 seals that talks about the 4 horsemen. There's 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and each one of those, after the 4th seal, it seems to change. It's no longer talking about these horses, these spirits that are being sent out into the world. It's talking about the 5th seal now is talking about the souls who have been slain because of the word of God. And then 6 is a 6th seal. It's talking about earthquakes and a sign it is presenting the 6th seal as a sign of the times. The fig tree is being mentioned here, and that also is a sign of the end times that Jesus spoken of. He's talking about a fig tree here. It's as soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. So we're seeing some correlation and some common language being used between the two. So we're talking about the correlation here is that we can start at the bottom, work our way up, or work our way from the top and go down. It doesn't matter. It's going to be truthful no matter which way we go. And the 6th seal talks about the warning of the Son of Man when he shows up, and the kings of the earth, the princes and generals, they're all going to be running and hiding into the mountains and asking the mountains to fall on them because they're so terrified of this vision of Jesus sitting on the throne. I could imagine how I'm going to act when I see it, and I could imagine it will be terrifying, but exciting at the same time. But anyway, so Revelation 6 correlates, I see, with the Gospels. Just to quickly go through it, because I'm proposing this for your consideration, that the first seal is the white horse given out to bent on conquest, and that correlates with the wars and rumors of wars, as these are things that have not yet touched us, it is saying, but it has been released into the world, this spirit of conquest. Then the 2nd seal is open. We see that this horse will have power to take peace from the earth and to make people kill each other, and the nations will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. It is in correlation with it. We know that a nation is an ethnicity. We know a kingdom is a government. So this is everybody. It doesn't matter what, where, when, where, how. People are going to kill each other, is what this seal is saying. The 3rd seal is saying that there's going to be famine. Basically, you're going to be spending a day's wages for a loaf of bread. That do not damage the oil and the wine. There is another branch off of this that I'll speak to next, but it's talking about the famines and so on in Matthew 24:8, and Mark, it agrees, famines, pestilences, beginning of birth pains, and so on. So that matches up with the third seal. So what does this mean, the oil and the wine? I suggest that it means, if we go back to the days of Noah, the day and hour is unknown. People were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. Up until the day Noah entered the ark, it's a depiction that despite all of this persecution, evil, and nastiness that's happening in the world, some people are just going to carry on like nothing is happening because it doesn't have any impact on them. How do we know that? I'm suggesting that's what is meant by the oil and the wine. The rich, those who are not going to be impacted by this poverty and slavery, these are the ones that are going to get by and act like nothing is going wrong, carrying on with their lives. So that's what I believe the oil and wine means and how it correlates. For a seal is open, and we're talking about fourth of the earth to kill by the sword, famine, and plague. And that goes into the persecution a bit. And it goes into the wickedness and love of most will grow cold, and so on. So I see that the fourth seal and the fifth seal kind of blend in together as they go into the Gospels, as the fifth seal is talking about the altar of the souls of those who have been slain because of the Word of God, and this is those who have been persecuted and put to death. It agrees across the Gospels, but it keeps going all the way into Revelation, where it talks about it was given power to war against God's holy people and to conquer them. This is a symbol of persecution. If anyone's going to captivity, if anyone's to be killed, this calls for patient endurance and faithfulness on the part of God's people. This is the Antichrist world order at play at the same time that God is setting up the world for his return. The Antichrist knows his time is short, and that's why all this is happening. It's all being escalated. So we keep going. We're talking about the persecuted souls, and then we're going to the sixth seal. It talks about a sign that's going to be sent out into the heavens, and the stars in the sky fell to earth. Figs dropped from a fig tree when shaken by a strong wind, and the heavens receded like a scroll being rolled up. And every mountain and island was moved from its place. So it's a symbol of what? Immediately after the distress of these days, this language is almost verbatim. Verbatim to the sixth seal, and all of the Gospels are in agreement. The topic here before it gets into the seventh seal is about everybody who sees this is going to be frightened for their lives, which we see in the Gospels. It does come to that all of the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. That's interesting. So that is the connection between the six seals authorizing the birth pains, which are covered in the first four seals, that covers the first statements inside of the gospel message prior to the persecution, what changes that message, which changes that message on the fifth seal, the persecution, and then goes on to the sixth seal, and so on, talking about signs from heaven, and then the return of Christ, and then the return of Christ. It's all matching up So we go look at Revelation 8, the seventh seal, and that correlates with the seven bowls of God's wrath. So the seventh bowl of the seventh seal begins the seven bowls of God's wrath. So that is how I believe the seals are the authorization of the birthing pains to usher in the end of the era of the Gentiles.